All right. It looks like we are back. This is the Dojo.
We are.
Season 16, episode 7. Right. I'm back. Des is not. Mbali's back too. Welcome back, Mbali.
Thank you. Welcome back to you too.
Yeah, you both were not here last time.
Yeah.
We were expecting to see, body transformation.
We thought we were gonna soft launch her BBL.
I asked her about it yesterday. You know what her response was?
Eh?
Like, it's like, okay, BBL. It's actually not as expensive as I thought.
How much is it?
It's 60,000.
Well, no, it's not bad. It's not bad.
And the facilities are nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like it's something that I could look into.
How about
You could dive though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw there was a somebody and a tweet last week. I don't know if you saw it, of somebody that says their sister passed away in Turkey, and then when they repatriated the body back to the UK, they realized that her organs were missing, like heart and liver.
So then do you think sometimes they might, like if there's an order for a kidney somewhere, do you think then they off you on the BBL table
So that you can
so that they can use this
Harvest your
organ
organs.
elsewhere?
But also I think you could die. Somebody mentioned an important point out. Maybe that person did sign that they want to be an organ donor. So maybe the two are not necessarily related. In other words,
But that's not for the Turkish government to decide.
yeah. Or it's not.
They shouldn't know that you're a donor because I'm also a donor.
No, but when you
they
die,
won't.
what I'm saying, if you die in Turkey and you are an organ donor,
Yeah.
who takes your organs? Is it the country where you died, or you have to repatriate it back at your?
No, but you signed the agreement under South African law.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't
So if I die in a foreign country, because I'm also thinking, the freshness of the organs.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, the freshness of the organs.
But is there a database where, because if you, like, even when you die in South Africa and you're an organ donor, your family can still say no.
Can they?
Yes.
We spoke about this.
So they tell you, and as you're completing the paperwork, then they tell you that, yes, as much as you're saying you're an organ donor, it's advisable for you to have this conversation with your family so that when you die, it's not awkward.
You said you're an organ donor.
Yes.
You think they're gonna agree to that shit?
My family.
Yeah.
I'm hoping my dad dies first. Because if I die first,
That's how much you wanna give your body parts away, man.
he's not judged for that shit.
But this stupid say shorter. Black people don't.
Mali wants to be so bad. Prefer the body parts away first.
So if we fed a turkey, then maybe it's theft. Then if they just take your organs,
Yeah. Unless there's some agreement where then they harvest the organs and then they send them through.
Yeah, in the black markets.
Not black market, like store them properly and then fly them into the country.
To the country where you said you are the one to be a donor.
Department, yeah.
that sounds like such a hard job. Like now we must be checking databases to see if. I don't think. I just think they just stole
You
this
know,
person's organs.
DC Young Fly.
The rap.
He's not a rapper, but he was on what's that show? Yeah,
I know the name.
yeah, Nick Cannon.
There's it commissioner. In a libo perl nyana.
Yeah, Mitlaich.
Yeah, midlife in the.
What? Why am I forgetting that? But anyways, his wife died on the table.
Doing a BBL.
Yeah.
Such a dumb way to go.
And they downplayed it because they didn't want that to be the narrative. But Twitter, they were like, put on Twitter.
GBBL.
You died over getting banned.
Even there was a Mexican cartel boss. Have you seen Narcos? Did you watch Narcos?
I watched it.
Hey, Bali is horrible. But anyways, I forgot his name. And shit was hot. Niggas were falling. They were falling, and the government was clamping down and coming for all of them. And he took all his money. I think he went to another country, and then he paid doctors to give him face reconstruction.
Surgery.
Yeah, and he died.
But a lot of men are.
The mic picks all of that up, right? That's why I asked you guys to do this before we start recording.
I am sorry.
There are a lot of men that were there for their own surgeries also Uthole benamabhandishi bonke emakhanda bayoyenza
But
the hair.
yeah.
Yeah. Actually a lot more men than I thought.
Oh, you see them in the streets?
Our hotel has a facility, had a clinic. Hence, I know the BBL situation now.
Yeah.
So we wanted to go for, we just went for a consult because we were there. Like, it's not to say I actually wanted to get a BBL, but then this guy then just starts telling you all the things that you need to fix. Then he tells you that you need lip fillers, you need this, you need to put, and then he pulls your face like this to show you what it would look like if you tightened it. And then in that facility.
I remember seeing a lot of European women are really big on this, like lip filler.
Lip filler, yeah.
On lip filler, yeah.
Yeah, he was recommending that I get for my top lip. But now, yeah, if you just get a little bit, then it'll. But yes, I had a good time. Thank you.
Siyabona ukuthi no, your sponsor was not affected by the GNU.
I wonder if that hair implant thing works for black hair.
It probably does, man.
Because synthetically speaking, it's easier to have fake white hair.
But
than
it's not
coarse.
fake hair. I need to see
So
it's like a head. It's like they implanting it,
like
and then it
follicles,
grows. Yes, then it grows out like your real hair.
to your own hair.
Yes,
It's not fake hair.
it's not fake
Oh,
hair.
it's not fake hair.
No,
They stimulate
They stimulate
Eh.
growth. Yeah.
Okay.
so it should. I don't see why not.
I wonder then, Hore, Turkey, based on the BBL thing, how big are they on penis enlargements?
Is that a thing?
Well, because the thing is that penis enlargement is such a male fascination.
Yeah,
So what I'm saying is that because the advert most thing.
Hey, Maratseno kitsa dingaka.
What I'm trying to say is that I wonder then, medically speaking, seeing that they can reconstruct palms and whatnot off of your skin, I wonder that lane of reconstruction, how big it is.
Like, how
Because
would they
it's
do
such a
that?
big.
would they just give you extra penis?
Because there are people who get I'm speaking under correction, like by the trans people
Yes.
who go and have their dick reconstructed or even
constructed,
or
yes.
constructed, yes.
Yes, no, I get that.
Yes.
But that penis needs assistance and it to.
Just like palms.
I wonder if there's a case for penis donations, like organ donor.
Yeah.
I don't think so. That sounds like such a complicated procedure because maybe you'd have to get it hot still.
Yeah, you have to get it hot.
You have to get it hot. So the person probably has to die with an erection because how else would you know the size of the penis you want?
You know?
I mean, if you choose to be an organ donor and you want to give back to society,
Yeah.
and you know that you have, you're gifted, and be like,
You're a Mandigo and there's a nigga out there who can do with this.
I'm gonna leave this thing to somebody. So it's already known that what you're leaving behind, is worth something.
That's a the fascinating topic about what we're speaking about is that the process of death, like the moment think about the network of messages that have to go out when you die. Like, which is the first government department that knows you did? Then there's a bank. Then there's your lawyer. Like, for the life of me, like, there are things that we talk about and we sometimes miss out. That's somebody's job. Like, every day, when somebody dies, there's a network.
How do they know when you've died? How do the banks know when you've died if the family
You
don't?
notify.
Because
You
I
have
think
to notify them. They don't just know.
No, they don't
Who?
just know.
The bank.
Yeah, I believe that how Fisher Spitlil, Home Affairs, because you register birth. So I think you also register death.
No, you have to register death.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to go to Home Affairs. But I don't think the banks interface with that database.
No, they don't. You literally have to let the bank know. You have to come with the paperwork to prove that this person is now deceased.
So how na the bank account? If your family does not approach the bank, the bank doesn't get
Nothing.
information that you've died.
Yeah, the account lies dormant.
Yes, it lies dormant.
And banks actually have a lot of dormant accounts, and a lot of the card fraud, where like the staff members are selling, well, it's twofold. The bank fraud is that type of fraud is twofold. There's you need internal staff whose job it will be to transfer money to these cards, and then you need the company that supplies the cards. Well, one of those cards are very precious. Like when they travel, you know, when you order a new card and they get couriered to the branch, it's like they haven't been encoded with any details yet. They're just blank cards. Those cards travel with armed guards.
Yeah.
Like it's gold.
Yeah.
They need that, and then once they have that, then they get someone on the inside. Here, use these cards, and then go to all these dormant accounts and transfer money into these
to them.
cards.
Yeah.
So that's why we have dormant. That's one of the reasons you'd have dormant accounts at the bank.
So the bank doesn't know until you
There's
tell
money
them
in there.
that-
Because I feel like if we should let us petrol,
Yeah.
because occasionally like a clue, but then your most natural destination is the mortuary.
Yes.
I would believe it would make sense that the mortuary, the first when they admit a body, the agencies they let know Home Affairs, they let know your banker, and then if maybe you have a lawyer, I don't know if there's a database for lawyers.
That's your job.
That's all your job, because even the mortuary situation is also your job as the person that is alive, as the next of kin of the deceased. Because is this person going to a state mortuary? Is this person going to the mortuary of the funeral home? You see, those are the logistics that you, as the surviving
Next of kin
next of kin,
have to go through.
yes. So nothing is
and you-
automated.
Totally the police, there's a lot of people like banally the police, and then when they die, just because of shori admin, money just hang. Because the government has hold of money, that's just
That hasn't been claimed.
then what they do, then they create laws, or if it's not and if it's unclaimed after this period, it goes back to the person you deposited
I
into.
get it. That's why when a person dies, they have to take out a bulletin in the newspaper to notify
Yes, so,
The Gazette, yeah.
wonke umuntu bana, hey,
so that
And after, the period is 30 years. After 30 years, it falls into the to the state.
yeah.
It falls to the state if nobody comes forward to claim it. Ke masepa. Wa bona le ntho, gazette ke masepa. Well, actually, it's a good and a bad thing. I have two stories about the Gazette. The first one, when we were buying the house, I don't know if I told the story. The lady was so she owned the house, but she used to own it with her husband, and then the husband passed away 10 years ago. So it's an abromaradi one, and then we came, and then
Put it off.
then they had to go and I think they had to put something in the Gazette. The attorneys surrounded that property, and
Mama, but this lady,
this guy,
But what that? Oh, hlokahetseng.
that are not this lady's kids. Street children, like Bakantle.
Mavezandle.
Bahlahisa tsebe. That's actually what it means.
That caused a bit of a delay because then it meant when the house is sold,
They might have a share to the, and
they
the
might have a
proceeds.
share, and then the second story, so
Sorry to interrupt you. Would it be a legitimate claim though?
well, I
No,
don't,
it
I don't know the
depends.
details around.
Oh,
Yeah. And then the other one is so when I was looking for a car, I developed this interest in looking for people who are having their estates liquidated, so that I can come and prey on you. Buy your car for a low. You should actually check out auctions. I've sent you some links.
Yeah, you send me such as
This-
finish. Yeah.
There are cheap things. There are
Yeah.
people going through the most. When they come in to liquidate that shit, they put your tumble dryer up for bid.
Yes.
Starting bid $500.
Yeah.
Starting bid 500. And like they just liquidating everything. Everything. Le plate it's how? Over the plate.
The teaspoon.
But we have plate demon, but plates and cutlery. Starting bid $20.
oh my goodness.
They are working you. But anyways, so I was like, actually, I'm seeing a lot of things. Like the Gazette is like expansive, bruh. because there's a website. Then I'm like, let me just search my surname. You know, maybe
Well, I remember you told us that story on the group.
like something will hit. And I found a sister there.
Yeah.
Have you found her? Found her?
Yeah,
Then you try to make plans to meet.
my brother found her. Uko Uofs.
Where?
Go away. Oh, you obs.
You of skiing, University of Free State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother found.
That is so cool. Was
but-
she receptive to?
Yeah, she's still getting money from the estate.
That time.
Oh,
Hobane nga sebetsi fa na time ona kutle jwang hore a sebedise
She's
fa
not
na
using
time.
the surname though. She's not using the surname, but I saw my father's name.
Oh, you says by your father.
I'm like, what's happening? And then I see an amount on that row. Oh, it's alarm. And then you see the name of the recipient and their ID number.
Oh.
I send Webele Gazette.
And then like you see then it starts to make sense, because then when you look at the birth date, young Manunan, because I remember around my father's funeral there was talks of an infant somewhere in Bloom.
Yeah. So na le sa le mnyane ngwana ha time
There was talks of an infant that came up. And then I'm like, this is her.
Wow.
This has to be her.
Wow.
Wow. Hey.
Wow.
You.
Yep, that's the Gazette. But anyways, how's life, guys?
Life is life.
Life is good. How are you guys feeling?
We are fragile. Actually,
So tired.
we are tired. This pushy motherfucker one way is all.
Yeah.
You guys think we went that hard?
It didn't seem like it in the moment, but when you look back, then you realize that we did too much.
Now for me is that the previous night was just debauchery. Like le majita. So it was not in and of itself. I shouldn't be fragile.
No,
We went harder than that.
Yeah, I woke up a bit sick. Mbali, please sit closer to the corner. Yeah, I was sick. You know, I've realized that brushing your teeth before going to bed when you've been drinking makes a huge difference when you wake up in the morning.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Okay, let's try that.
it makes a huge.
I used to know like water.
What that nauseating taste that you get in your mouth, you don't get that.
that taste of regret.
Yeah, because you went to bed with a clean mouth. Yeah,
We'll try
so
that.
that's one problem.
Solved at least.
Yeah, and then you just have the headache and maybe a bit of
So
nausea.
maybe brushing your teeth and taking water.
Yeah, and drink at least a liter.
Oh.
Nobody's gonna fail that. Drink at least brush
of
your
water.
teeth. Drink at least a liter, and then I top it up with a grandpa.
About this premium.
I still feel, not 100%, but not as bad as I would have.
As you would be, ne?
Yeah.
I'll try that.
I woke up with the shakes this morning. But then I also charged it too because I had been traveling and I had been
jet
drinking
lagged, yeah,
copious
you may-
amounts. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Back to the city in and of itself. When I judge it by when we've been out, it was not the hardest we've ever went.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
but like 1 minute it was 5 o'clock, the next minute it
Yo,
was
bruh.
2 o'clock. Like, where did the time go?
Because I remember Penny the Butcher performed at 11:15. When Casper was on stage, I had thought the performances are finished. When I looked at the time, I'm like, how? Because the official time ending time is 2. I was like, why are we still here? I thought we would have left by midnight.
Me too.
Thought we would have left by midnight.
That's a respectable time to leave.
Yes.
Well, you're not the one that told me that it ends at 2.
I was.
Yeah, that's how it's
But I didn't
advertised, yeah.
think we were
We'll
going to
stay
stay
at
till the end.
What did you see? Oh, okay. You didn't think we'd stay till
Yeah,
the
then
Yes.
we'll stay
I
till
didn't think
the
we'd
end.
stay to the end. I thought like at 11, I'd be like, okay, guys, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been great. I'm going to go home now.
Bali said when she was preparing for the show, but yo, mandim man the low penny the butch. So my man this is me. I cook on home again.
Not a single banger. Oh my goodness.
And I actually realized this morning that he didn't perform his latest single, LeBron. Braun, not LeBron.
Braun, yeah.
Braun, yeah. And that's a very, it could be a song.
It pops. It's got a
Man,
pop. It's got a pop.
I really tried to do my homework, but that was a rubbish performance. I didn't enjoy it one bit because there's no sing along.
A lot of people were really out of touch with
His
music.
catalog. Yeah.
Yeah, people are not because he's too hip hop for the South African
Yeah.
market.
Yeah.
Too way too.
Yeah, he's
hip-hop.
too deep. He's too deep.
He won't, and he's also not he's not off the most deaf ilk. like, you know, people that like old school, that like that neo soul,
Yeah,
Yeah.
introspective.
Yeah.
You know, those sort of rappers that like to feature up with Joe Scott,
Uh-huh.
and you know, those kind of rappers. He's also not that.
He's also not that. Yeah.
He's also not that. So he also hasn't like really resonated into Mahotmana hip hop that like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that old school stuff.
Yeah.
So he sort of like sits in that category where people just like want to hear people that rap, that they want to hear drug crime rap.
Yeah.
And that's what he
Isn't
does.
Even, you know, like a nice beat that you can bop your head to. He don't even
Nice
have
beats
that.
are nice if you know
No.
hip hop.
No, they're not nice.
Not
How
even
is
when you're in
they?
hip hop, because like the beats, and that's why it's called Grammy rap, because
Yeah.
the beats are
Cold.
purposefully, yeah, they're very cold. Like they sound like you're going to kill something.
Yeah. Very cold.
They deliberately like that.
Yeah. Very cold.
Because-
There's a song called by them, West Side Gun and a bunch of other guys. Yeah, it's called Gods Don't Bleed. When you hear that thing,
Yes. In fact,
Yo.
if you see their art cover, it's even worse. It's always an eye bleeding. It's always like a monster head.
like I was saying to Jez yesterday, that you see, even to me or to me on the volume.
Yeah.
Like I know a couple of his a couple of his songs, and you know, Hello Kitty, things that I can.
Hello Kitty. You know who did Hello Kitty?
No,
It's Al.
Al did Hello Kitty.
really.
Yeah.
I love that
It's a
song.
nice song.
So you see, I know things like that.
Yeah.
Pana sana, no. I'm so excited that Al did that.
Yeah, he produced that song
That was his I think that was his entry.
into the game.
I might be wrong, Al. Excuse me if I am. No, not into the game. Into
Production.
having an open line to Stogie. Like having, you know, when you like a producer and then you produce it for a couple of people, but then like that's the one that gives you access to that specific
I
rapper.
got you. I got you.
Yeah, that might have been that one, or there was another. Hey, he's going to kill me. And I remember I tried to remember this track the last time and I couldn't. It wasn't Bump the Cheese Up. It was it Keep Debiting? Keep Debiting.
That's
Remember
from production.
Remember Reasons?
Yes, the verse is keep the
That's Al.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's Al.
Man. Go Al.
That's the reason.
That's Al.
That's the
Oh
reason.
man.
Yeah.
Hey.
Al. That was Al.
But outside of that butcher guy, what a great time.
Yeah. It's always dope. Those guys
What a
are
great
big, man.
time.
Shout out to
And then I got
But
a ride on the parking, that thing.
Keyboard into the structure
Modise a re- a re-
cycle receipt.
a re ke mziki. A re na palame mziki. That was actually so
Yes.
fun. That was
You
actually
went on
so
that
fun.
thing?
Yeah.
They did not give you. Nah,
That's
they-
why
not just the depth,
And then say air upside down.
When I looked at that because when you were telling me about it,
Yeah.
I hadn't turned back to look at what it does.
Eh.
Nah? And then after a while, like I caught a glimpse of it. In say
It is you. Even watching it. Yeah.
I am not going on that thing.
I went on that thing.
Even when you looked at it, yeah, but shout out to the guys, Boponso and them. Like
man, shout
when
out
I
to Boponso.
whenever I go to those events, that's when sometimes I forget how many people I know in hip hop. This is like from Haiki Kena. The first person I saw was Dukes, and we had a lengthy conversation. Because most of my friendships in Joburg, common denominator is hip hop.
I really love how I came to Joburg and I ended up knowing or at least having spoken to a lot of my idols. Like
Yeah.
SA hip hop
Yeah,
idols,
yeah.
you know, or breathe the same air.
Air
Like
as
people
them.
that I used to, they were always like,
From a distance, ne?
you know,
Yeah.
And now like they're like
They're
right
and I'm
here.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
they're
cool.
right here.
That's
Love that. Like Lemonka used to be an enigma to us because whenever we come from, you know, Free State, and you know when Jeba and Bo Momoli were
When they were
popping,
big, yeah.
like you know how to Bamba beat the Lemonka. You know, we don't know who this Lemonka is, you know. And then fast forward, I know the nigga.
Yeah. On a first name basis.
You know, I find that so fucking.
Yeah.
Des was having a similar conversation, but his was the opposite.
Yeah.
He was feeling the opposite because there's some show that he used to watch when he was a kid or when he was back in Bethlehem. And now that he has met the person that used to be on the show, he feels so let down because in his mind, this person,
Who was it?
I can't.
Mouth it.
Who? Oh yes, I know.
Ma.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like,
Because he used to be on a reality show.
yeah. So he's
Yeah.
like, I can't believe that this is the person that I used to be. So
Funny enough, when you mentioned that point, so when I used to have interest in hip hop, so Tux is the first artist that I actively try to work with, like from a marketing point of view. I remember I met Tasman at McDonald's, yeah, Auckland Park, but I didn't know Tux, but because the first time I heard Tux was actually, I told when you took a picture with him, his first commercial song was actually on a Zola album. That's how he was introduced before Mafukuan.
Push. Skoro. Yeah.
Yeah. How can I find that song? Le Bravo.
Yeah.
Everybody knew this guy is very different.
I know that. And at that time, I didn't know who the hell this was.
Yes. Everybody. But the point that I was trying to make was that when I was there, like I was watching performances, and in my head, I'm like, there are guys that are like superstars. And sometimes to be a superstar, there's an element about you that needs to be very arrogant, very cocky, and not give people access.
If you're a rapper.
Yeah, because once, you see, like what Des was saying, it's because this nigga, umufile audience, which is like king, fam, one more try. And then like, so I would say to Butus, like sometimes when you manage your brand, is that
He felt underwhelmed.
yes,
Okay.
because like now I
Because now when I'm obeying
yes.
Oh.
It's like maybe if I
so some sekamkhumulile manje
yes.
sekayamazi.
Yes, it's like if let's say maybe we go to VIP and then I idolize Bonang, for example. But because I'm breathing the same space as her at that point in time, and she thinks I'm important because who invite you by important, I'm now finally proximity. And proximity no se ke tseba ruta wa jwang. And nna ke mo tseba ka
That image.
so that's why Stogie, for example, is as powerful as he is. Because Hakwale Masepa Stogie.
Yeah.
Hakwale Masepa. Like
Yeah, he has an
yeah,
aura about
he
him.
has an aura and he knows it.
He has an aura
He has
about
an
it.
aura about
and
him.
and I don't think like he acts it. Like it's just
No, that's just him.
kilo hot man.
But also because I think he is like he's a quintessential rap celebrity. You know, like he's good at rapping. Because think about it,
And he's a grown ass man.
and he's a grown ass man, and he's very learned. Like he's an intellectual snob. He's an intellectual snob who happens to be at the top of the game of the genre he represents, and that's why whenever he says something, it rubs people the wrong way.
But everybody listens.
Yeah, but everybody listens because that's who he is. So I can empathize with what Des was saying. And by the way, I agree with him.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I found that guy so pleasant.
I didn't know of the situation.
Yeah.
Like more like to tease and say I didn't have TV.
Yeah.
But I genuinely never got to see.
So in fact, Lemfanona, he's not really my taste, but you could tell on stage, Nasty C is a fucking superstar. And every time, every time when a new kid comes on the block, and I'm like, that what makes that boy special? He is a fucking superstar, like proper superstar.
Nasty C fathered all these new
Yeah,
rappers.
all of them. And sometimes you forget. Even Obana Likas, personally, he's not mine, but Kempta is a fucking superstar.
Yeah, you see that every
Careful.
time you see him on stage.
There's an aura about him. Like he's a fucking superstar. In fact, Linto, in rap, when you talk about rap, he's got that Amo has got that aura about him. Abam Kweli Masip in hip hop. Hot man like him. He's hot man. And he can call everybody to order. And that's
Amo, bruh. Like when we were fucking, what's that track? Kunezi ntwezi baya kule, or
Ghetto Scandalous.
yeah, or Ghetto Scandalous, or what's that track of his?
Attention.
No, on the good, the bad, and the ugly. Shit, I forgot that track. But like he used to have the single that was they used to play a lot on Simunye,
Yeah.
you know, or Channel O. Like I'm
As a signature song.
I'm in high school. I'm in high school looking at a hip hop, an SA hip hop
Royalty.
pioneer,
Royalty.
right? And I'm sitting next to him on my podcast.
For 7 hours.
And then a few weeks after that, we just chilling
With him.
with him, like it's,
And he remembers us.
and he remembers us.
He's like, yo.
You know, when he sees us, he greets.
He
I'm
greets.
like, it's such a mind, it's such a mind fuck for me. Or mugs.
Yeah. Oh, kind of, we had mugs, yes. Actually, Mbali, you're going to agree with Des's point.
Yes. Yes.
Did you get it now?
Yes. Absolutely.
You know, and I'm like, bro, I'm in Soweto, and I'm talking about random shit.
And
The
he's-
mugs.
in his hood. And he's like a rapper's rapper, very respected.
One of the best.
No, very respected.
But yeah, man, that's it's beautiful. For me, I love it. I love it. I love
Beautiful. It's
I love
beautiful.
it.
Even like yeah, like when I was looking at that production, man, like Osme came a long way, man. Like from under the bridge to where they are. Like, yo, man, he's from Soweto, man. Like, I'm so proud of him. Like, yo, very humble
That's a
guy.
hell of a production.
We sat with him at 2, but we were not there.
I asked him Bale how much he thinks all of that costs. Man, that thing is like,
Yeah.
and it also makes me realize that we don't attend festivals as often as we should. Maybe Mbali does, but like, there's a lot of things that are happening in SA that we don't like.
Yeah.
There's like the Cotton Fest. There's the Daisies.
Yeah.
There's
Festival level. That
the
beach,
DSTV
that
Fest.
beach club, that beach club.
There's Bacardi.
Bacardi, yes.
You know, like all of those
Like
things.
big
that-
production shit.
Yeah, and like, you know, when I was within that, it just hit me that actually the only time I attend these sort of events is when I'm overseas. But like, Tete locally, I don't.
Never go, ne?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess maybe the tickets are a deterrent. Like maybe I can't like reconcile it with my kutlaka to pay $1,000 for
For a ticket.
general access at that.
Or for an artist,
But whereas if I'm doing chill, if I'm doing like an overseas festival, it's something that I planned and saved up for.
Yeah.
And crazy enough,
Yeah.
I can't reconcile paying 1,000 rand, right?
But you wanna
for ticket,
but you can spend 4,000.
8.
Yeah.
Afro
Afro Nation.
Nation in Portugal, I paid 8,000 rand for those tickets. 8 grand,
I got you. Got you.
But you don't want to spend $1,000 at Delicious Festival.
you know?
Yabona mangosi. Because even at whatever festival that happens locally, it's many artists. So it's not to say you're
And I
going to
think maybe
see
the Hla Charts,
one
something like
person.
that.
No, how do you charts?
Ah,
You know,
Hla Charts, it's at the
you know
festival.
well in advance.
You know when in advance.
Like as you sit there today, you know that there's Rocking the Daisies next year.
Yeah, it's
in
got a place in the
October.
calendar. Yeah.
You know Delicious Festival
Yeah.
in September. You know Joy of Jazz end of September. You already know now as you sit there that this is happening next year. And Toluti, you want to see a couple of the artists on the lineup, but because but it 80,000 rand.
Yeah.
You're right, actually. I'm gonna do better.
Start doing better, ne? It's good.
I'm gonna start attending more. You know, when I saw Casper yesterday, I remember the fill up FNB, and there's this video that that keeps getting played of Casper walking down a ramp, dancing though to Munatumpulai, right? And it's such an iconic video, like a clip. And every time I see it, I regret not having
attended.
gone
Yeah.
to that thing because that was history.
Yeah. It was history. It was history.
That was history. And like, I can't get a fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Can't get a fast. And I was like, I'm not going there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Because it's low.
I should have been there.
You should have been there.
I should have been part
Yeah.
of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's more. It's seminal. It's monumental.
Yeah.
I get the Apri pitch.
Ish, but
Yeah.
The Apri pitch.
Hey, what's about how we work at that mindfuck of people that have access to you?
And when I was gonna be at the beach, I want that to ba malapa mona.
And re
No,
bollotse.
I wasn't saying it like the naked fellow who
Ka go betsa ka mic
Hi, you're threatening.
Betsa ka mic tsena. Like tshwere di botlolo.
Hi.
So I was speaking about the man fact thing. Yeah. So when I said I was looking for Sibu, because
Yeah,
you said
yeah,
he's got a store, but
yeah.
turned out he didn't have. He said he was dressing artist. So I bumped into Lance. Ne?
Oh, last night.
Yeah. So he's promoting his festival that's happening 28th and 29th with Suntime. So he's made up Lizzo.
Okay.
Zola's gonna be performing. So there was a girl I once shared or Unsan Rumela and Tota High Lance. She looks very market, so I see that girl. So I can do me said I when I belong Chile because the last event sorry. I'm performing there. Actually I'll put you guys on the guest list. I'll put you guys on the VIP guest list. Come with your crew, abo. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, do you understand how much of royalty in culture
colossal.
Lance is?
Yeah, I get you.
Like, and he's on my WhatsApp. Like, you like that guy is so iconic, like so iconic. And Urutile energy.
Yeah. I remember sitting in class debating about music law with Slilo.
Slot.
Uh,
In your current course.
no, not current course. I did a music law.
Oh, when you were still in music. Yeah.
This nigga was like,
I love that nigga though. Yeah, and I love that nigga.
you know, like those things are just for me.
So he was a student too.
He was a student too.
Because people don't know, like he was a
But for me, it was a bit of a
man fact
because he was so far in his career for him to be
attending.
doing this now. What have you been doing all these years?
Or
being
I was
screwed
coming
over?
there, but people don't know. I get he did Judith Sipuma's I think first 2 albums, got production. He like his solo, so that is fucking good. So he's a minor. He was a minor, ne? So while he was a minor, he took himself to school to study, I think, classical music.
Okay.
Before his debut. So that's how he entered the game. So I think it stands to reason or the reason that he was at that
Okay.
age. But he was
Maybe
a
it
minor
was just
first.
refreshing, maybe.
Yeah, he was a minor and then he started. He's a fucking good guy. Good performer. Good performer. Music.
Yeah, man. But Back to the City was
That was nice, ne?
It was fun. It
That's
was
dope.
fun.
we didn't go to last year's, no?
I'd do it again.
Yeah, we haven't even the other year we didn't go. Yeah, we'll do it again.
It was my first
We
time.
should do it. We should do it. When we talk about, I was wondering to myself, I wonder how Pusha would sound.
Pusha would have killed,
Fun.
but he's too expensive.
Yeah, it's too expensive.
It's too expensive.
Yeah, he'd be too expensive.
You'd
I
have,
would like to see another.
you'd have to shave the lineup some. But I didn't see Pitch Black Afro. I thought he was supposed to perform.
But there's no chulo jwalo. I can't move on a flying. I
Oh, you didn't
didn't
see
He
motherfucker.
was on the fly. He was on the flyer, but I didn't.
But
I
if you
didn't
clearly
see
cap
him.
half past 4 to 5. So
But do you know who was this? Like Kukolendo Mazana, Ibi actor, Mandisa Spanban.
yeah, Zulu Mecca.
Hey,
She's so good. She's a rapper. You know her, yeah? You know Zulu Mecca. Does a lot of shit with Stogie as well.
when Kala no Ibona Mninda Yobanu Arab, I just thought she
I
was
don't
just
know.
a hot lesbian. I didn't.
Proper rapper.
I didn't.
But she came through as she's more known as an actress.
Okay.
You know, when you're speaking on hip hop royalty, I don't remember going to a Back to the City show where Golden Shovel didn't touch the stage.
Well,
Yeah.
who?
Golden Shovel.
Yeah, there's a Soto guy who came.
This is not for you.
It's not for you.
There isn't a single Back to the City that I've been to
And Reason.
where Golden Shovel
Yeah, and Reason
and Reason.
and Stogie
There isn't not one.
and
So they were there yesterday also.
yeah. He when Zabs was performing, they did like that.
It was the heavy eight, no?
Yeah, heavy 8. It's just that some parts, Reason they were standing in for Boma way to Libo Mamma. Yeah.
But why would they call my way to come and do his verse?
Maybe they are busy, but Banal Mabak.
Yeah, man.
But that song is nice.
I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
And then we were just talking about Golden Shovel, and then
Yes, and then
he came on.
looking very clean. Yo, that guy,
And then he doesn't dress like a rapper
Yes.
at all. He's a typical Val guy.
Hey, Kimo Sutu. I want to hear that guy. He probably is to the Val, even the
He's a god. bro.
how Max is held, or even Pro Kid.
Yeah.
And how do you guys Sutu?
Probably not today.
Yeah, no.
But maybe in the underground hip hop.
Yeah. I'm saying in the underground.
Goldie Shovel was a fucking
No.
god, bro.
He's respected. He's respected a lot.
He was my favorite rapper for at least 10 years at some point.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because he never went solo. Ne? I thought he would have gone solo.
Nah, he never went
Never
solo.
went solo.
Yeah.
Ne? I wonder.
But I don't think his style of rap would have
Nah, it wouldn't have.
flown.
Wouldn't have. Do you know Belcat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another guy that is not recognized. That guy carried hip hop.
He's the producer, I get.
Yeah, producer.
With the
Dongoka.
long name. Can I get man?
Dongogar.
Yes.
That's his real name.
Yeah.
What?
Dongokara.
And I think he's from the East Rand, is he not?
No, it's from
He's
Val.
from Val.
He's part of Optical Illusion, I
He's
guess.
from the Val. Okay.
He's Optical. Then the other guy with the vocals ended up signing with Black Coffee. What's his name?
The singer.
The singer.
Yes.
He raps too.
Yeah. He was on Optical Ill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man,
Yeah.
that was dope.
Yeah, that was good to be there. It was good to be there.
Right. So y'all want to get into the
Let's get into the thing.
current affairsy stuff?
That's out there. That room meeting.
Right.
The first one was about children dying.
Yeah, I've got it, Mbali.
Oh,
Don't
you
worry.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, like Mbali said, recent spats of food poisoning.
Yeah.
Who shule bana ba bakae by five
Abahlanga.
in Soweto, ne?
Eh.
After consuming snacks from a tuck shop. And then back in the Eastern Cape, there were 3 children that also died from suspected food poisoning.
Poisoning.
And in fact, there's been a trend. Wasn't there one?
It happens every year. Every now and then it happens.
Yeah.
Probably.
Is that why? Because I was at work earlier this week and then I looked up at the TV, but the sound wasn't on, but I saw a line saying, what residents? Was it Alex? Or someone? No, it wasn't Alex. But the residents are fed up with the tuck
was
shop
also-
order.
Yes.
And they were moving them out.
Yeah, we're moving them. It was around this incident.
Net deep slot, ne?
It was around this incident.
Was it over this?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
over this incident. Yeah,
Ah.
it was over this incident.
And I saw some clip where the tuck shop owner wouldn't open his door to the police or something, and then they end up having to use force to get into the
Yeah, I think I saw that as well. Yeah,
They were coming to inspect the
yeah.
yeah.
And he wouldn't open.
yeah.
so he knows he's sitting on expired goods. And you know, for me, expiry has never been a big thing for me. Like I'll eat it as long as it's not,
Doesn't smell off.
yeah. You know, like milk. You can't deal with expired milk
Yes.
because it's obvious.
Yes.
Like it's inedible.
Yeah.
But like things like
It is Namas.
mara smash.
Not
Smash. And hona le mafia high.
Yeah,
Not like
it-
it's not a smash. You are it's better. Abodile.
ke
Lebodile
lebodile.
besele, eh. And then what, like meat, obviously,
Yeah, meat, obviously. Yeah,
like the perishables, but things like knickknacks, you know,
Like
they
dry
have an
goods.
expiry date, but
or best before.
yeah, but you know, I eat those.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes I wonder, like, where's the line? Or maybe the reason behind that is that the off chance you might get food poisoning and actually get
Yeah.
sick or die from it.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever had food poisoning, buddy?
I've never.
Not that I can remember. I've had alcohol poisoning though.
How did you know it's alcohol?
How does that work?
It was myself, Mortality, and Marvin. We all drank from the same bottle, and all of us were sick, like sick.
This
sick.
was recent?
Yes, we were like sick, like where you thinking of going to a hospital sick of a bottle. Yes.
Hey, let's hear that.
Hey.
You know, there was a time where there was Unonala Sila Guaran. It was going for $100, 24 at Macro.
Long ago,
Uh,
when it was popular.
and we bought like 2. Jesus.
Yeah, Lukudis.
That happened.
Yeah.
Ga se ke ra kula.
That's why it was on special.
Ke ne le Guaran.
And that's why it was on special. Maybe it was short dated.
Muskon.
I actually didn't even know that alcohol could. We even thought maybe they put something in it because it was from a CD joint there in Midrand.
Alcohol does have a best before.
Yeah, it does have a best before.
Does have a best.
It's just that I know with beer, It's not written as a date, it's written as a code. There's a special way you have to read it. But only the reps know. But it's not written as a date.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've seen some beers
Yeah.
though write it.
Share.
But
Usually
yeah,
bears
I
are
don't see
cool.
it.
You'll see like a black ink mark.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen those.
Yeah, but bona ba kgona ho e bala.
Especially on the courts.
Because just bowling, I think wine high bowl. In fact, the older the better.
And spirits.
Whiskey and
Like
spirits.
whiskey, yeah.
Those the longer the better, I think. Because now I think there's a difference between expiry and best before.
Yeah, I treat them as one and the same.
Because best before, it's almost like, see, with cool drink, they will say something, best served chilled. It doesn't mean you can't have it not chilled.
Okay.
It just means that it's not the
You're gonna
best
get it
way.
at its greatest.
Yes. So only best before, I just believe hore, to enjoy it in its core freshness, consume it before that date. But after that date, it doesn't mean
It's inedible.
it just means you won't get the best quality out of
Quality
it.
has regressed a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's expire.
Yeah.
But after this so many days, like probably expire, it's gonna get a mold.
Food poisoning is awful.
You've had it.
Awful. Yeah. Awful. I thought I was dying when I had food.
Catch the rest of this episode on Patreon.